You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. At Masters in Trading Live, I get on here every day the market's open, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, to go over the market, share some thoughts. Once in a while, we'll share our trade of the day. I got to give a big thank you, guys. This is the biggest audience that we've ever had. Yesterday was our biggest audience. I think today that we're going to beat it. Yesterday, we put out a video on 9 favorite drone stocks. People seem to like that quite a bit. So I really appreciate everybody coming. As you guys, I hope you guys know, I usually present for, 15, 20 minutes, and then we break off to our all access, which is our paid Discord members. And there we go over our live active portfolio. So thank you guys all for joining. Market is super, super strong. I want to go over the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has been so obnoxiously strong relative to every other indice, but specifically to the small caps. The QQQs, the NASDAQ has grossly outproduced the small caps in the last 5 years. Right now, QQQs are right by their high. So let's go over the market. I got a bunch of things that I want to share with you. I got the chat open. Let's get into it. Let's have some fun. All right. Well, I want to start here because I started Masters in Trading in 2015. We were very, very small. We still are very, very small. But May 19th, I shared a trade on Masters in Trading Live. Now, the trade that I shared is usually for my all access members, but I decided to share this trade because I loved it so much and I knew I was going to have a difficult time not talking about it. So I wanted to share the trade with you. And I want to go over that because that just might be one of the best trades that I've ever shared with the community. So here it is. I also pinned this message in our chat. May 19th, we put out a video. And under the video, I added a Google document. The Google document pretty much gave you all the slides that I was sharing in the video that day. Well, we were talking about a stock, QXO. QXO, we were buying at $16 per share. And QXO has since rallied quite a bit. Rallied all the way up to 25. It's since pulled back. But that's not really the whole story. We are still incredibly, incredibly, incredibly bullish QXO. But the real good stuff in the document is not only did we share QXO, but we also shared the public company acquisition targets because QXO is trying to condense the building industry. So we found the public acquisition targets of, as they consolidate the industry, what names are they going after? We shared that all in the document. These were the 4 public companies that we said QXO was going to go after. Well, one of them, GMS, already got bought. When we shared it, it was $3.4 billion market cap. We actually shared it May 19th, all the way back here. Well, there was a bidding war between Home Depot and QXO. Home Depot won the bidding war, but you can see GMS went from 75 up to 110. BXC as well. May 19th, about $75. BXC is now trading $85. So BXC is moving, GMS is moving. Site, Specialty Landscaping, again, May 19th, about 120. Last trade, 130. And then finally, we have BLDR, another one, about May 19th, 110. Last trade, 130. So if you have not got a chance to watch that video, please go back. I pinned it. It's ticker symbol QXO. These trades are absolutely in fuego. I think they're going to continue to run. Obviously, you can't do games anymore, GMS, because Home Depot already acquired them. But the others and QXO, I am extremely, extremely bullish. So please go back and watch that video. Those are the kind of quality trades that we like to share in our all access membership. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's a special trade. Let's talk overall market. Before we get into this chart, I want to show you this chart. The QQQs. Right now, the QQQs is the NASDAQ, right? The Qs are the NASDAQ. Invesco QQQ Trust. Now, we're looking at a daily chart. Yesterday's high is 554. Today, on the opening, the QQQs went from 554 low up to a high of 557.63. The all-time high is 557.20. So the QQQs just went up, took out their all-time high, snuck right back under their all-time high. It also had the high of yesterday as the low, and it just plowed through the high of yesterday. For the rest of the day, the line in the sand is right here, 554. It's right here. It's yesterday's high. It's Monday's high as well. It's the low of 7.3, the high of 7.7, the high of 7.8, and maybe the low of today. So watch that closely, guys. 554 is your line in the sand. Above bullish, below bearish. Next chart. At Masters in Trading, we look at what's called divergences. It's also called pair trading. You could also call it delta neutral trading. When you're long a stock, you're long deltas. If you're long Microsoft and you're long 1,000 shares of Microsoft, you're long 1,000 deltas. That's how we refer to it. If you want it to be delta neutral, potentially you could sell a stock and you can sell deltas, and then you're long deltas in Microsoft and short deltas working your way towards delta neutral. Well, in front of you, I have the chart of the NASDAQ, which is the same as the QQQs, except here we're looking at NASDAQ futures. Let me get Mr. Penn going. So this is going to be the NASDAQ. This is going to be the Russell 2000. Small caps, right? Tech stocks. All the buzz right now is what? AI, quantum. That's what's moving the NASDAQ. Over the weekend, I listened to an interview or a long form podcast. It wasn't an interview, actually. And it was the CEO of Google. He was on Lex Fridman. Lex Fridman, it's a podcast like Joe Rogan. It's a long form podcast that I really like. I think Lex Fridman is a robotics teacher at MIT, but it's very, very informative. Nevertheless, in that conversation, the Google CEO said, he said, the tools that are going to come out by 2030, you're not going to recognize. They're going to be so completely transformative because this technology right now, we are in 97, 98, 99 when the internet took off. That's what's going on right now. You can see it in the NASDAQ. You can see it in AI names. You can see it in quantum. You can see it in NVIDIA taking out its highs. You can see it in Microsoft. These are the companies, guys, that are pushing us forward. The market is really, really strong. It's really healthy. Right now, the biggest concern is the US administration. Trump continues to fuck around with the stock market, but whatever he's done, the stock market has stayed nice and strong. So I am getting super, 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 super bullish. I think the NASDAQ's going to follow through to the upside, and I wouldn't be surprised if for the rest of summer, we just get a nice rally out of the market. Let me take off these markings because we look at things in two different ways. Laura, cool. I love Lex too. Yeah, Lex is great. If you don't listen to Lex Friedman, just super, super smart, just on the cutting edge of technology and robotics. And I don't know, it just seems like a really nice fellow. Here we're looking at the NASDAQ, right? And we're looking at the QQQs. And when you look at it like this over 5 years, you can really see them, how they're correlated, right? You could see here the Russell stronger than the NASDAQ. Here the Russell's weaker than the NASDAQ. Russell's stronger than the NASDAQ. Russell's extremely weak relative to the NASDAQ. Now the thing about the Russell, it could really move once it starts moving. But look at this next chart. This chart shows us the white being the Qs and that purple color being the Russell. The next chart, I'm just going to do the NASDAQ minus the Russell. In order to do that, you have to do one NASDAQ relative to 2 Russell. That's just the right formula to use. But look what it looks like. So again, we can look at it like this, where you look at them as 2 products, or I like to look at them like this, where it's a formula. It's just NASDAQ minus 2 Russell. But you can see, going back to 2021, the NASDAQ is so unbelievably strong relative to the IWM, relative to the small caps. When it works, it should happen pretty quickly, but NASDAQ right now, if it continues to grow, well, you got to be bullish the rest of the indices as well. Another great comment, I'm going to highlight Kevin in our Discord, and I agree with this. Once the Fed starts to reduce interest rates, those small caps are going to scream higher. We got to wait until they do it, but when they do, guys, the small caps will scream higher. And now I just wanted to show you one more chart next to each other where you can look at them one by one or look at them as one together. I prefer this one. It's just an easier way for me to look at the market. All right. That's what I got, guys. I got the chat up. How are you? Did I miss any questions? Danny exited his BXC, his site is BLDG. If you didn't get a chance, go ahead and watch the video on QXO, guys. I got to say, I think it's literally my best call that I've ever shared with everybody. I think interest rates, Laura. And I think that it's political right now. I think that obviously Trump's doing everything that he can to get interest rates lower. I don't think it's going to be this meeting, probably next meeting. But overall, that's what I think it's going to take. Lower interest rates to get small caps moving. All right. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for watching Masters in Trading Live. We'll be here again tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you got any questions, guys, feel free to reach out to Chris Water in the chat or leave us a note anywhere on YouTube, and we're bound to find it. Richard, that's not true. Just going to jump on. Richard is speaking for everybody. Agree, but most of us just bought QXO. That's certainly not true. Many in the Discord community got long some of the other names. Okay? Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Everybody in All Access, you guys sit tight. We'll be right back.